Welcome to India Today SoSouth. I'm Sarah Fazil. The central government's move to replace the three criminal laws, that is the Indian Penal Code, the Code of Criminal Procedure and the Indian Evidence Act with the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita, Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam and Nagarika Suraksha Sanhita sparked a political furore in Parliament, with the opposition demanding all these three laws to be re-examined, arguing that it was passed forcibly when 146 opposition MPs were suspended from the Lok Sabha. Now, the new laws come into effect on Monday, that is bringing far-reaching changes in India's criminal system. Now, why is the opposition opposing the new criminal laws? The three new laws were passed in Parliament last December, that is 2023, facing intense criticism from opposition leaders for not just being rushed through without adequate discussions or debate, but also owing to its legal framework that apparently ignored concerns raised by the Bar Association of India as well. Congress leader P. Chidambaram called some of the provisions under the new criminal law prima facie unconstitutional. The points that he raised via his tweet on platform X highlighted how the dissent note written by sitting MPs of the standing committee opposing the new law was ignored, how the government has turned a blind eye to the questions raised by legal experts, scholars, Bar Association, judges and lawyers whose numerous articles and seminars pointed out the grave deficiencies in the three new laws, how the government has avoided discussion with the opposition on the laws. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has vociferously said that they will no longer allow the bulldozer system of justice to run in the parliamentary system, and he took to platform X and tweeted the same. Other opposition leaders like Supriya Sule slammed the new criminal laws to pose a significant threat to civil liberties and democratic freedoms. She took to platform X and she wrote, and I quote, "By expanding police authority, extending remand periods, permitting solitary confinement and diminishing judicial oversight, the NDA government is establishing a repressive police state. The soul of Indian democracy is at stake and we cannot afford to be silent," she said. Other leaders like Shashi Tharoor and Manikam Tagore alliance partners have also said that a debate or discussion on the new criminal law was necessary rather than it being passed in a hurried manner. Let's listen in to what both the leaders said.
You demand re-examining the criminal law in the parliament.
The criminal laws which have come into force as of 12 midnight 30th of June 2024, when the clock struck 12:01 a.m. are pernicious in nature and they will be draconian in their implementation. They will lay the foundations of a police state in this country. They will provide very wide latitude to the police across the length and breadth of the country because of the very ambiguous nature in which certain provisions have been crafted. Provisions with regard to bail are absolutely perverse in their nature. Was there a need to bring back the definition of terrorism or bring the definition of terrorism into general criminal law when there is already a special law on it? The manner in which sedition has been very loosely defined, notwithstanding that it was stayed by the Supreme Court of India. The manner in which handcuffs have been brought back surreptitiously in the teeth of two judgments of the Supreme Court going all the way back to 1973. So there are problems galore with these laws, and that's why I have been saying this from the day they were passed by Parliament by suspending 146 MPs, that these laws are perverse. They need to be re-examined by the House, and only after their re-examination and a detailed examination by the joint parliamentary committee should they be implemented. There is enough reason to pause the implementation of these laws.
The criminal laws will be in action from today itself.
As you know, our concern was they were not fully discussed in Parliament because all the opposition was suspended. So it would have benefited from a further discussion. But, you know, the law is the law. We'll have to observe it.
But sir, many of the opposition leaders are saying that Parliament must review these laws. These are not good and these are draconian laws.
No, our point was precisely that there was never a full discussion in Parliament. And that's something that was very regrettable for such a major thing that affects the lives of everybody and affects all the way in which our country functions in the criminal area. It's very important that we actually have discussions in Parliament, and that remains our demand. But it may not be, at this point, it may not be possible to forestall the implementation today.
What about the protest today, sir?
I don't know. I'm just going to go and join. Let's see.
We are very clear that the three bills which has been passed by the Parliament without the opposition voices, when more than 150 MPs had been suspended in the previous session, must be relooked, and because it is going to affect common people in a very big way, and the arrogance of Mr. Modi and Amit Shah must not put the people in a lot of trouble, and we feel that there should be a debate again, and there should be a rethink on the three controversial laws which was brought when opposition parties has been suspended from the Parliament.
AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi pointed out that the new criminal laws would only snatch the civil liberties of the citizen of this country, and also pointed out the dangerous provisions that have been included in the new law. Let's listen in.
इससे जो भारत की जनता की सिविल लिबर्टीज हैं वो खत्म होकर रह जाएंगी। तीसरा ये है कि सरकार ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कहा सेडेशन कानून को निकालेंगे, मगर उन्होंने लफ्ज़ सेडेशन इस्तेमाल नहीं किया और एक मानो में सेडेशन का कानून बना दिया, लव जिहाद का कानून बना दिया। तीसरा ये है कि 90 दिन की पुलिस कस्टडी मिल सकती है और उस वक्त तक बेल नहीं मिलेगा। पांचवी अहम बात यह है कि ये सरकार किसी को भी टेररिस्ट घोषित कर सकती है, माने यूएपीए से खतरनाक ये कानून आज बन चुका है।
TMC party, that is the Trinamool Congress, also called the new laws anti-people and asked for the deferment of the same, citing that it was passed hurriedly in the absence of 146 MPs. Let's listen to what Saugata Roy had to say.
में क्या कहेंगे ऑपोजिशन इसका?
नहीं, हमारा वेस्ट बंगाल का चीफ मिनिस्टर Mamata Banerjee has already written to the union government to ask for deferment of the implementation of the law. These laws were passed in a hurry with 146 opposition members absent. We think that these laws are anti-people, that's why we seek deferment.
एक वीडियो आया
As the TMC MP rightly pointed out, the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee earlier last month had also urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi to defer the implementation of the three criminal laws, stating it was passed in an authoritarian manner. She said significant legislative changes should be placed before the newly elected parliament for fresh deliberation and scrutiny. Now, in the backdrop of the opposition concerns against the new criminal laws, we also need to note that on June 26 last month, the Bar Council of India passed a resolution acknowledging numerous protests from bar associations and state bar councils nationwide against the newly introduced criminal laws. Relying on assurances from the Union Home Minister Amit Shah regarding potential amendments based on valid reasons and suggestions, the BCI has urged all bar associations to refrain from protests. But now, following the passing of the new criminal laws, the BCI plans to engage in discussions with the central government to convey legal concerns and has requested bar associations and senior advocates to identify unconstitutional or harmful provisions for constructive dialogue. Do let us know in the comment section that is this decision of the central government to pass the criminal laws without the opposition debate or discussion right? And what do you think about these new criminal laws being brought into effect without having the opposition to have a word on it? Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel by clicking on the bell icon. Keep watching India Today SoSouth. I'm Sarah Fazil.